In this video, we are going to show you how to replace buttons that are on the chassis and are riveted onto the chassis. So sometimes these buttons get deformed and you can no longer push the other end of the button, which is on the textiles, onto them, and you need to actually replace them. Now, with some strollers like TFK, for example, you have this button has a built-in screw, and so you can just unscrew it and screw another one in. Problem with that is that when the hole widens, it's very difficult then to get new buttons to sit tightly. But on this is a part of a baby jogger, but Easy Walker and I believe Mountain Buggy and several other manufacturers have their buttons riveted on. So if you need to replace them, you're going to have to drill out the rivet holding this button in place, and then you're going to have to rivet a new button in place. So in relation to drilling it out, you want to use a relatively small drill bit. The idea is not to widen that hole that the rivet sits through. So I'm going to try to just pull off the top of the rivet with the drill and drill a bit of the excess, and then I'm going to actually hammer down the rest of it inside and knock it out. It will be necessary for you to somewhat dismantle the chassis in order to do this, and the reason for that is that the small end of the rivet will go down inside the bar and it'll rattle around if you don't have a way of tilting the stroller and getting it out. Okay. I'm going to drill this. Okay, we've gotten the button to separate, and you can see here that the little extra bit of the rivet is there, but I'm going to try to get the lip of that rivet off. There we go, and then I'm going to use a small screwdriver bit to hammer this through. There we go. And then I'll tilt this on the side, and there's that end of the rivet that would have been rattling around if I didn't have a way to get it out. So a couple notes on this process. If your button is riveted into plastic, it's very important that you use a fresh drill bit. It'll be better anyway if you use a fresh drill bit, but in particular, if the button is riveted into plastic and you use an older drill bit, you'll wind up heating up all of the metal and it'll just melt that plastic and mess it up. Okay, so now that's out and we're going to put a new button in. So I have this generic button kit. You can get this at like craft stores and stuff. We use this also in our video where we show how to replace buttons on textiles. That video might be useful to you as well. You can just search it up. In this case, we're going to need the male side of the button. And then you want a rivet that is going to fit through the hole, but such that the lip, the head of the rivet, does not extend up over the edge of the button, because that would prevent it from functioning. So it's going to go through like this, and then we're going to put it back into the hole, and we're just going to rivet it into place. You of course want to use the correct size head on your rivet gun as well. There we go. Now the new button is riveted into place. So if your rivet gun messes up and you wind up with a little head from the metal there, you just want to sand it down. You want to make sure that that top element of the button is completely uninhibited from buttoning on, apart from the textiles. So that's how you switch out buttons on your chassis if they're riveted in place. We hope this video has been helpful. If it has been, we ask you to subscribe, as it helps us continue making videos in the future. Thank you.